Never just save money. Those were the first words my grandfather ever told me. When I heard them, I was confused. Everyone always says, save money, prepare for the future. But my grandfather only smiled and replied, don't only save it, learn how to make it grow. Let me tell you why he said that. In a quiet little village, there once lived an old man. People called him lazy. He didn't seem to work. Every day he sat under a large tree. He stared at the sky. He watched people pass by, and he dreamed. One day I will open a shop. One day I will buy cows. One day I will be rich. But that one day never arrived. He dreamed, but he did nothing. At first, people laughed at him. Later, they stopped laughing. They simply felt sorry. His wife worked hard at home. She cooked, washed clothes, cleaned the house, and tried to care for the family. One evening, she spoke softly, "Dreams are beautiful, but dreams do not feed us. We need food. We need money. We need real work." The old man nodded and answered, "Someday, I will figure it out." Days turned into months. Months turned into years. Life became harder. Food became less. Money almost disappeared. One night, his young grandson came to him. The boy was barefoot, thin, hungry. "Grandpa, do we have bread?" he asked quietly. The grandmother opened the cupboard. It was empty. No bread, no rice, nothing. The old man felt something break inside his heart. Tears filled his eyes. That night, he understood a painful truth. Dreams alone cannot feed a family. He could not sleep. He turned again and again in his bed. His stomach was empty. His thoughts were heavy. The next morning, he did something he had never done before. He went out to look for work. He became a field laborer. The sun burned his skin. The soil was dry and hard. He worked long hours. He carried heavy tools. His back ached. His hands grew rough. Every evening, he returned home exhausted. The family ate simple meals, sometimes only beans, sometimes barely enough. The grandson would ask, "Grandpa, what did you earn today?" He showed a few small coins. It's not much, but it's something. But soon he noticed another truth. Money came in and went out. Food was gone. Medicine was gone. Bills remained. The roof still leaked. The family was still struggling. Saving money felt impossible. One afternoon at the village shop, he heard some men talking. One of them said proudly, "The secret to security is saving money. When you save, you are safe." Those words stayed in his mind. That night, he found an old glass jar. He placed it under the bed. Each week, he dropped a few coins inside. Clink, clink. That small sound gave him hope. One day, the grandson discovered the jar. "What is this, Grandpa?" The old man smiled. "This is our tomorrow." Saving was not easy. He wore worn-out shoes. He didn't buy new clothes. They often ate less. His wife asked, "What is the point of saving when we are still hungry?" He answered quietly, "One day you will understand." Months passed. The jar slowly filled. He felt proud. He felt prepared. He felt safe. Then one day, they went to the market. He placed the jar of coins on the counter and said, "I would like 3 sacks of corn." The shopkeeper counted carefully, then shook his head. "Prices have risen. This money buys only 1.5 sacks." The old man stood frozen. The money had lost value. Prices had increased. Saving had been slow, and life was still difficult. That evening, he sat outside in silence. He watched his neighbors. One carried eggs, another carried milk. They looked calm, not worried, not afraid. Suddenly, a small thought appeared in his mind, just a tiny idea. But ideas are seeds. He looked at his grandson. "What if we buy chickens?" This time, he did not wait for someday. He acted. He used his saved money and bought a few thin chickens. The boy laughed and chased them around. "Grandpa, we have our own egg farm." At first, they found 1 egg, then 2. They ate some, they sold some. With the money, they bought another chicken, then another. Slowly, the chickens multiplied. Slowly, the income grew. The old man kept careful records in a small notebook. Every egg sold, every coin earned. Soon, neighbors came to buy eggs from him. The house felt different, full of hope. He worked harder than ever before, but now he worked for himself, for his future. For the first time in his life, he felt proud. One day, he held a fresh egg in his hand and said to his grandson, "This egg is stronger than a jar of money." Money can disappear. Money can lose value. But when you use money wisely, it grows like life itself. The grandson hugged him tightly. "So you're not lazy anymore?" The old man smiled, tears shining in his eyes. "No, my child, I finally learned something important. Never just save money, make it grow. From that day on, he shared this lesson with everyone. Saving money alone is like holding water in your hands. Slowly, it slips away. But if you use money to build something, even something small, it can become bigger than you ever imagined. That was the greatest lesson of his life. And today, I share it with you. Never only save, invest, grow. Even a small beginning can change your future. If this story touched your heart, please support us by liking and subscribing.